Everywhere you look right now, YouTube, LinkedIn, Meta, someone's talking about GEO. But if you ask most people what it actually is, they'll give you something vague like optimizing for AI, which doesn't really say anything. So in this video, I'm going to cut through that. My name is Rob. I've been running Kaliber for the last 6 years, and I'm going to explain what GEO actually is, how it's different from SEO, and how you can run a basic GEO audit on your brand today. Here's what the organic traffic data is actually showing, and why most teams haven't noticed yet. Ahrefs ran a study across 300,000 keywords and found that AI overviews can reduce position 1 click-through rates by 58%. But here's why that matters. You can still be ranking number 1, but the traffic reward for that ranking has been cut significantly. That means the problem may not show up in your SEO tools today, it shows up later, in your traffic, your pipeline, your leads, and your revenue. And by the time most teams notice, they're already behind. And here's where the common explanation of AI overviews is misleading. Google's own explanation of AI overviews is that they help users get the gist without ever needing to visit multiple websites. But I don't think that goes far enough. This isn't just a search results page change. It's changes in the user journey. The user gets a gist of the answer directly on the results page. So the intent is partially fulfilled before they ever visit a website. That means that the click is no longer guaranteed even when you rank well. So is this Google changing the rules, or is Google reacting to a bigger shift? I don't think this is Google trying something new. User behavior has already shifted towards AI-native tools like ChatGPT, Claude, and Perplexity. People are already getting used to asking a question and receiving a synthesized answer. Google is responding to that. It has to protect its own relevance. HubSpot's 2026 of State of Marketing report found that nearly 30% of marketers have already reported a decrease in search traffic as consumers turn to AI tools. Most teams already know this matters. The issue is not a matter of belief, it's a matter of justification. GEO is difficult to invest in because the ROI model isn't as clean as SEO. You don't always get the click, you don't always get the session. You can't always trace the conversion neatly back into analytics. So teams wait, but that's a risk. Because the brands that move early are not just capturing traffic, they're shaping how AI understands the category before everyone else tries to catch up. Now that we've established the problem, here's what GEO actually does. GEO stands for Generative Engine Optimisation. In simple terms, it's a practice of structuring your brand, content, and proof points so they show up in AI-generated answers. The goal is similar to SEO. You still want your brand to appear when someone's actively looking for information, options, or solutions, but the surface is different. SEO optimizes for a ranked list of links, and GEO optimizes for a synthesized answer. Rankings still matter, but rankings are no longer enough. Visibility is the metric that matters right now. Here's specifically where SEO Logic starts to break when you apply it to GEO. SEO is built around signals to a ranking algorithm. Crawlability, keywords, backlinks, page structure, technical hygiene, these things still matter to traditional SEO, but they're not the main reason why your brand gets cited in a generative answer. LLMs don't just rank pages, they synthesize information. So a page can rank number 1 on Google and still be completely absent from an AI-generated answer. Because the content may not be easy to extract, cite, or trust in that context. Ahrefs research has shown that pages cited in AI overviews often differ from the pages ranking in the top 10. So for the same query, you may have 2 different sets of winners. One set wins on search, the other set wins in AI answers. So the new game is not just ranking, it's becoming a part of the answer. So if you've invested heavily in SEO, here's what carries over and here's what doesn't. The good news is that not everything gets thrown away. Deep understanding of user intent absolutely carries over. If you understand what your audience is trying to figure out, compare, avoid, or decide, that foundation is still valuable. But technical optimization, as the main lever, does not carry over the same way. And once that changes, almost every tactical decision changes with it. In GEO, the bigger lever is whether your content is clear, authoritative, and citation worthy. The original Princeton paper on GEO found that content using statistics, clear sourcing, and direct answers improve visibility in generative responses. AI systems need content they confidently can extract and reuse. If your content is vague, buried, overly branded, or written like a soft thought leadership piece, it becomes harder for AI to cite. Before we talk about what to do, we need to first be clear about what AI tools are actually doing when someone asks a question your brand should be answering. To understand GEO, you need to understand one technical concept, and I'll keep it simple. It's called RAG, Retrieval Augmented Generation. Think about an AI model as having 2 layers. The first layer is what it already knows from training. That's its base knowledge. The second layer is retrieval. That's when AI reaches out, pulls in relevant information, and uses that to support the answer it gives you. That retrieval layer is where GEO becomes important. Once you understand RAG, GEO becomes much simpler. GEO is not about publishing content. It's about making your content clear, credible, and useful for AI systems to select when they're building an answer. So the question is no longer just, can Google find this? The question is, when AI is answering something like category, is your brand one of the sources it can confidently use? That's a shift. So what actually influences whether your content gets cited in an AI response? The Princeton paper found that certain characteristics help. Clear statistics, strong attribution, direct answers, authoritative language, but the underrated signal is consensus. If a claim only exists on your website, it's a weak signal. If that same claim is supported across your site, third-party articles, reviews, comparison pages, and credible mentions, it becomes much easier for AI to trust. That's the part that many brands miss. They think that GEO is just a website content exercise. It isn't. Your authority has to be distributed, not just sitting on your own domain. Given everything we've covered, here's the most practical place to start, and it takes about 20 minutes. Open ChatGPT, Claude, Perplexity, and Google AI Overview, then run the top 5 informational or category level queries your brand should show up for. Not branded search. Don't search for your company name. Search the questions, problems, and categories your customers actually use. Then look for 3 things. Does your brand appear? How is your brand described? And which competitors are being cited instead? Then compare that against your current SEO performance. If you rank well on Google, but don't appear in AI responses for the same query, that's a clue. You may not have a coverage problem. You may have a content structure or authority problem. But here's a failure mode that's more damaging than not appearing at all. Misrepresentation. This is when AI mentions your brand, but describes it inaccurately. It puts you in the wrong category, compares the wrong competitors, it misses your strongest differentiators, or attributes your brand to something that you actually never said. That's dangerous because most teams won't catch it. They're still checking rankings, but they're not checking how AI explains their brand to the market. And that's a real risk. You can have strong SEO equity and still have poor AI representation. These two things can exist at the same time. So if you had to make one content change today with the clearest GEO impact, here's what I'd do. Rewrite your most important informational pages so the clearest answer leads each section. Don't bury the point halfway down the paragraph. Don't say the actual answer for the conclusion. Lead with it, then explain it. For example, if a page is answering, what is GEO? The first sentence should clearly define GEO. Not open with 5 lines of context. AI systems extract declarative answers far more easily than vague introductions. So start with your highest traffic informational pages, rewrite the sections to be clearer, more answer first, and better sourced. Then rerun your GEO audit and see if your visibility changes over time. At the start of the video, I said everyone's talking about GEO, but not many people can explain what it actually means. Hopefully now it's clearer. If this was useful, like and subscribe. If you have any questions, drop them in the comments. If you want to reach out, you can DM me directly. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.